we had a case involved a hog facility fire where it was 3 barns like this, and the fire, well, we were told that, they'll back up. We've got 3 barns like this. My client had manufactured a product that was in a walkway between 2 of the barns. We didn't learn of the fire until it must have been a week or 10 days after it happened. I can't recall the dates exactly. When we get to the scene, there are no barns left, but the walkway's left. And they turned and said, well, there's no problem here because the fire started here and we saved that for you to investigate. Well, how about we get to investigate all the wiring and the heat lamps and fans in this barn, and the same in this barn, and the computer systems, all the stuff in this barn. You know, that's spoliation. It puts a party at a disadvantage. Well, the way it played out, you know, it's a tough spot. We were a defendant in the case, and it puts us in a tough spot because litigation is marching forward. You know, they're seeking X amount of dollars from us, blaming our product for causing this fire, and we're defending the case. But where it's a really tough spot is your experts can't, if they opine on the cause, then you're admitting that the spoliation didn't prejudice you. But if you don't opine, what's your position? How are you defending it? And that's why the courts come down on spoliation, because of that bind. If I can't defend myself. If I clearly didn't get a chance to investigate all the possible alternative causes here. And if you're going to force me to opine on what they decided was the evidence, it's a box you really can't get out of. And so we moved for summary judgment, which is a motion during the case to get the claims dismissed. And the way the process works when it's spoliation involved is we move to exclude their evidence, because their evidence was based on information we didn't have, evidence we never got to see. If the court agrees with us and excludes the evidence, then the next step is, okay, they don't have evidence to support their case. We're moving for summary judgment to have the claims dismissed because they don't have a case. The case went to a mediation while the motion for summary judgment was under advisement with the court, and we settled in the mediation. I really believe we would have won. I mean, it's, you know, this is more information than you need, but since you asked, it was a crazy case in that it was this pig farm, and it's a hazmat scene at that point, because you have 5,000 rotting carcasses in the middle of July, and you know, and I mean, it was a horrific scene. You know, even though there's no human life lost, I mean, you get there and the smell is, you know, it's not bacon, it's something entirely different. And so the government, the DNR shows up and the EPA shows up, and they order them, you got to get these carcasses out of here. We're burning them. We're doing so. You got to get rid of them because this is a hazardous site. And so their response to our motion was, look, we had to destroy the evidence. The government authorities were making us do it. And our response was, yeah, but our shop is a half an hour from you, and we visit you 2 times a year, just on service call. You know, the maintenance program you have with us. You know where we are. You could have called us, and then we could have gotten somebody out there, but they never did that. And so, even though, you know, there are ways where spoliation is allowed, if a government agency orders you to do it, if this building's going to tip over, it's going to wipe out another building and then another building, well, then you just got to take this building down. But in this case, we argued, no, there were exigent circumstances here, but you could have called us. We're half an hour away. We get our people there, and we can be there to look at this while you're taking the hogs away. I would like to have ultimately heard what the court would have decided on our motion. It was one that I felt pretty good about.